Greetings people, it's Stephen Skelly here from Dicto Levy Studios, and we've got another tutorial on our hands. Today we're going to work on the walk cycle of this Viking we did. Over the last few tutorials we've done the modelling side of things, we've gave him a texture map, and we've gave him a rig. So he is fully ready to move. And move we shall have him do. Now, walk cycles. It's one of the biggest steps when you first start animating. I mean, it's once you get one fully up and running, it's a big achievement. But unless you're going into a great deal of detail with it, and you can if you want to do something really realistic, but for the most part, they're more simple than a lot of people make them out to be. And today we're going to do a really quick one within a few minutes. What's ideal about this is we've got as IK set. We've got an IK constraint on his chin bone, and we've got an IK constraint on his thigh, and we've also got auto IK for everything else. That makes things a whole lot easier. Anyway, let's crack on. So I'm going to grab this using the G key. What would you say? That's his right, his left foot. And I'm just going to pull this in here. And same for his right foot, just pull that back. So look, it's only going to be walking, so it's not going to be a great deal of movement here. Not going to be sprinting or doing a big stride, just a bit of a walk. Maybe we can work on a run cycle later on. You notice he'll be floating at the moment, so let's just grab him and put him back on the floor. Okay. So we've got his feet working anyway. So now what we need to do is just give his shoulder and his body just that bit of moving into it. Doesn't need to be a lot, doesn't need to be a crazy amount, but it just wants to. You don't want just his feet moving anyway, it look really silly. So I'm just going to pull this back, because as his front leg comes forward, the weight's going to come like that, especially when we're having an axe, and we're going that direction. Just bend his wrist a bit, just to show the weight of that axe. The axe is going there, this is going to come forward. Because it's his shield, and his shield's going to be very heavy, so. Oops. If you double tap R by the way, which is what I'm doing, notice it goes into like a free rotate mode. Helps a lot. Okay. I'll just put his neck down, there's that little bit. It's not going to be by much, but just to. There. Okay, so let's lock that in by pressing the I button, and lock, rock, and scale stands for location, rotation, and scale, obviously. Okay, now let's move 10 frames up, and all we're going to do now is just do the entire opposite of what we've just done. Oh, well, exact same what we've just done, just on the opposite leg. So let's grab that, place that there, grab his other leg, and place that back. Okay. And just give the Alt-R, pull that in. Now, with that extra bit of momentum there, the shoulder's going to roll forward. That axe is going to come a bit further up now because of the weight of it, the movement, and this shoulder's going to roll back. And roll down like that. Nice big heavy shield. Pull him in. Pull his arm in a little bit. It's not going to go that far because we're only having a little bit of a short walk. So if he's just walking down the road, going to the shop to buy whatever Vikings do buy the weekends, probably pots of mayonnaise. Why not? Okay, so let's lock that in, and there we go. Now, if you notice, he's almost moonwalking, he's sliding across the floor, which is not something we want to be doing. So, what we're going to do, since we did it in frame 10, in frame 5, we're just going to move the foot that's walking forward, that's going to be doing the step. We're just going to pick it up. Just make sure it comes off the ground. Just pick it up. Put that in as well, just so it looks like it's on the floor, going through the floor. If you notice, he's got a little step now as opposed to just sliding. So now we're going to do the other side. But we've already really done the other side, haven't we? Because that's what frame 1 is. So just copy it. Just copy frame 1 and move it to frame 20. And again. Oh, sorry, I should mention these little keys here for copying. That's Control C, copy. And then you move to your frame and you can Control V or vector for pasting. And then obviously you press I and lock it in. And exact same as what you did with the other one, the foot which you're stepping pops up. And that foot just goes like that. And rock scale. And what I'm going to do, just to show you've got it, just to show you in a cycle, we're just going to move it so we've got 19 frames out of 20. You would think we'd do 20 frames out of 20, but frame 20 and frame 1 is the exact same pose, so you'd have like a small short pause, which won't be any good. Okay, so we've got that, and we're going to press Control and A. You'll notice he's moving. There he is, look at him, he's on his jolly walk. Boom, 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 boom. Righto. Just another thing for you, I know this was only going to be a quick tutorial, and it still is. You've still got your skills here to get him to walk, or at least get a walk cycle going. I'm going to just have him, rather than marching on the spot, just moving to the end of this. So say I have to move this to here, and just get him to move to the end of it, just to show you how you would do that. Okay, so we've gone into object mode here, and we've locked him in. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can set him to a path, and he'll follow this little pathway, but that's kind of a bit more advanced. I'm a bit too lazy to do it at the moment. And this way I'm going to show you, it takes a lot longer to do, but it's better when you're not on a straight line, or you know, you get more control over where you're going. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 3D cursor to his ankle here, and all it's going to do is help me a great deal when I come to my next frame, which is going to be this one. So I've locked this in on object mode, right? I'm going to move to frame 10. Now his next heel wants to match into that 3D cursor, so it's moved a foot worth. So just like a step, and the exact same thing I'm going to repeat for here. So I'll go to frame 20 and pull this in, and there. Now let me just knock this to a few more frames, because now we're going to step in a few times. So on frame 20 here, let's just go to frame 10 and go into pose mode, and on there just press A just to make sure everything's selected. Copy it, go to frame 30, paste it, and then go to frame 5, copy again, and paste. So you've got them same movements going. And again, object mode, into his ankle here. Flat rock scale. And if you want to get to move into the next leg, just go another 10 frames behind. So frame 20 now. Grab everything. I'll go to frame 40 and paste it. Lock not scale. Frame 15 to frame 35. Lock rock scale and into object mode. And just move his ankle into there. Lock rock scale. And I think I've got another 2 feet movements to get there. Looking like. Yeah, we'll go for it. Why not? It's not been that long of a tutorial. So pose mode, and it's the exact same steps again. So let's have a look. Now we're going on frame 30. Let's knock this to 60. So putting this on frame 50. Lock scale. What do we say 30? So it's going to be frame 25. It's going to now be frame 45. Lock scale. Into object mode and pull. And now to frame 40. Grab into frame 60. Paste. Frame 35. Copy. Into frame 55. You know, you're getting the general gist so far, I should hope. And there you are. What's the end of it? March, 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 march. Yeah, it might seem like he's moving a bit robotic, and it kind of is, because it's only a very simple walk cycle. But you've got your main. This is just going to teach you your main steps. I do kind of hope when you're watching these things, you're learning from it as opposed to copying it. You know now how to get in to move, and now you can go back and just start tweaking it yourself. And oh, maybe it needs a bit more weight here, and maybe it needs a bit more weight there. You know, I trust you as an artist to put your own mark on it and learn. So far, yeah, he's walking. Kind of a bit like John Wayne. Like he's just shit himself, but we'll come back to that. Well, anyway, that's been a short walk cycle tutorial for you. I really hope it's helped. And yeah, look forward for the next one. Club, 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 club. Just a little announcement there for my fans and all my viewers, how very little they are of them. I'd just like to say that I've got a Facebook page going on called Dicto Levy Studios. It's the studio in which I work out of, or at least I'm trying to get up together. And I'd like you to please follow it and subscribe if you want to find out more about what I get up to. Little projects I've got on the side, which is this little Easter bunny I made the other day. The little X-Men project I've been working on so far. You'll also find tutorials and other such news and information of what's coming up on what I'm working on. If you're interested and you'd like to know more about me and about my work, then please subscribe. And also please subscribe and like the YouTube videos. It helps me a lot. The more likes and subscribes it gets, the more often it'll show up and the more it'll help others, which is ultimately my goal.